Hello and welcome to another video on the Rest Saga Classic Car Restoration YouTube channel. And this week I'm looking at something a bit different, and these are the registration plates, or number plates as we call them here in the UK, of the classic cars. Now, my regular viewers will be more than aware that I live in Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom, and we use the British car registration system. Now, what differs is that we actually hold on to the old system, and I'm going to have a quick talk to you about what that entails. Now, back when the registrations came in here, and I'll not claim to be a registration historian, but this is a quick update, there were 2 letters and then up to 4 numbers. So that gave you the 2 letters. Z signifies, after the number, signifies Northern Ireland, or Z's after the first letter signifies Northern Ireland, and then you have up to 10,000 combinations from 0 theoretically, although there is no 0 plate, up to 9999. So not quite 10,000, but near enough. This letter here goes from A to B all the way down to Y. There is no ZZ. There is no QZ for different reasons that are more complicated in this video. This is PZ, which is a Belfast number plate. Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland. So whenever the A to the Y, Z plates were used up, then they switched them around and they put the 4 numbers first, followed by 2 letters. And then this became the plate styles of VZ being a County Tyrone, which is another county within Northern Ireland that's specific to that. So then you had 4 letters and 2 numbers. So whenever they ran out of those, then they had to go to 3-letter combinations. Now, W is slightly different. IW is the same as PZ in that it signifies an area within Northern Ireland. And IW is a Londonderry plate. And AIW is the A, which is the first of the 3-letter IW numbers. And then there's 9993, and these are the 2 off the Land Rover. This is the one off the MG, and this is the one off the Morrison here. And I have some more of the various other cars. This is an English plate which was off my daily driver a couple of years ago, which I then switched to this Northern Ireland number. BG 62 being the year, and then other letters. I'm not completely au fait with those, but I think BG is Birmingham, but I'm happy to be corrected. So why am I talking to you about registration plates? Some people might say it's a bit boring, and I suppose it can be, but what I'm going to do is look at these 2 number plates here, and these are the plates off the Land Rover. So bear with me, I'll move a few things around and we'll have a look at them. Now, I don't want to completely bore you with the different styles of plates you have: black and silver, embossed, reflective, these 3D numbers, but I'm going to look at these, and these are off the Land Rover. This is the rear one, which is yellow and reflective, and the front one, which is white. In the UK, front number plates are white, rear ones are yellow. Now, these are late 70s plates, which became this and only certain cars really had them, these 3-dimensional numbers. So this is an aluminium backing plate, some reflective coating, and then these black plastic numbers, and the same here, but this is yellow. And these are the original plates. These are Blumels, which I believe I sort of invented. You can maybe see the Blumels lettering there and the sticker on the top, so I think that's pretty cool. The Land Rover is actually outside, but you can just see it there with the black plates that I put on whenever I restored it. So what am I going to do with these? Well, I'd quite like to put them back on. A couple of videos ago you saw my announcement that I'm going to be restoring the Land Rover in full, and this is, I think, is the first step. I took these off when I restored it, and I kept them. They're well worn, I think is how I would describe them. The only real injury came as I couldn't get the screw off here, and I used an angle grinder, so I haven't sort of annoyed the corner there, but other than that, they need a good clean up. If I flip them over, you'll see that the letters are held on with these. They're not quite C-clips, they go the whole way around, but they should pop off easy enough. In fact, some of them have started to rust off, and I reckon they'll flick off easy enough. So I'm going to take all those little clips off, take the letters off, clean them, might even slip them into the dishwasher as long as Mrs. Restosaga doesn't notice, and store the letters and keep them all clean and tidy. And then what I'm going to do is scrape this stuff off. See the reflective coating is just sitting there. Shouldn't take too long to come off. Sand the back plates down, polish up the edges, and then I've sourced yellow and white reflective coatings vinyl off eBay, and I hope to put those on, and hopefully it'll make a really nice job, and that'll be the first step along the way in the Land Rover. And here we are back at the number plates after just a wee bit of work. What I did was flip over the number plate. I prized off all these wee circular clips, most of which are rusty, and then WD-40, which is this stuff in case you're not familiar with it, around just to loosen the rest of the rust. And then I went around with a small screwdriver and popped them all the letters from the other side, and this is them sitting here. So they need cleaned up. Next job here is to scrape this backing reflective vinyl coating off. I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work because it seems to be quite stubborn despite having sat outside for over 40 years. Take that off, take the bends out, shouldn't be too hard, clean the whole thing up, do the same to this side, and then get new vinyl and put the letters back on. Hello and welcome back to the video series on the restoration of the number plates. These are the number plates off the Land Rover. Being a late 70s Land Rover, it had these Blue Mel's type number plates. These are the ones off the MG, which is obviously, well, I think it had new plates in a similar era, but white reflective backing, metal frame, and these three-dimensional plastic letters. That's the one from the back, and that's the one from the front. Back. So as you can see, I've stripped off the letters, taken the little clips off that were holding them. That's the remainder of them there, and they're all pretty corroded and unusable. I've sanded this down, I've T-cut around the edges and leveled it all off, so this is a nice smooth surface for me to stick the new reflective coating onto, which has arrived in the post. This is the one for the back, which as you can see is a pretty good match. Got these off eBay. If you need the contact details, let me know. And this is one for the front, which again is a pretty good match. So what I'm going to do is stick these on and cut the shape the way I want it, and then I'll be ready once the clips have arrived to put in the letters, and I think these will look pretty good. So I'll cut to that in a wee second and we'll see the next step in the progress. So that's the backing sticker put on the back number plate. I peeled it off the backing paper, stuck the whole thing on over the backing metal plate. Made sure it was really well stuck down, got all the bubbles out. I've used my nail just to make an impression of where the holes are so I can cut those. And then I trimmed around it using a ruler to make sure all my edges are nice and neat. And then I've just gone around and make sure it's all well stuck down again. And I'm just going to set it out in the sun here so that the heat really makes the glue set nicely. Next thing I'm going to do is just make a tiny wee cut in all these wee holes, then I'm going to push the letters through. As I said, I don't have the replacement clips, they haven't arrived yet, but I'll pop those on, but I just want to see what it's like now that it's finished. So I'll show you that in a wee second. And there we go, and I'm really pleased with this. This is the back number plate. Largely finished except for the clips which will go on the backs to hold those letters on. I had thought about a wee drop of glue, but I'm not really sure how that would react with the vinyl or stick to the aluminium backing plate, so I'll just go with the way it was originally. And I've actually ordered some stainless clips which will hopefully neither react with the backing plate and won't rust either. So compared to what this was before I started, I'm sure you'll agree this is quite the transformation. Really, really pleased with this. Now just to move on and do the back plate now. But I'll leave this out in the sun, let that vinyl really stick nicely, and I'll catch up with you when I'm doing the back plate in a wee minute. And now for the back plate. It's actually just started raining, so I can't really leave the nice new plate out, but time to do the back one. The reflective stuff came in a big roll. It was the smallest size I could buy that would cover the area, in one piece. So I've just cut out a rough size, and now I'm going to stick it on to the back plate, make sure all the bubbles are out, and then I will trim around the frame just like I did with the back one. I'll show you that in a wee second. So I was quite glad once I peeled the backing paper off this. I was worried that these fold marks were going to have translated onto the vinyl, but it really doesn't seem to have to have been. This vinyl actually seems slightly thinner than the yellow was, because it actually will grab right down into the little ridge that runs along these plates. So I might not use the ruler, I might just go freehand with the blade along the inside of that ridge and trim it off. Now you will notice there's some little bumps and imperfections. This is as best as I could really get it. This aluminium was fairly well corroded from a bimetallic reaction with the back clips, and also from sitting out in the weather for a lot of years, so I'm hoping these will be well hidden by the letters once they're stuck on. So I'm going to cut around this and I'll show you the blank in a wee second. So my blade actually started to wander when I did this freehand, so I chickened out and did it with the ruler. And as you can see, I'm going to have to make that cut a wee bit deeper because it is starting to wander off my cut line. So bear with me and I'll cut back in a wee second once I have this all removed and a nice neat job. And there we go. Got the vinyl nicely cut down by size. Sorry, the plate's upside down, turn that around. And I've marked all the little holes just with an X so that I can push the letters through, and I've gone back over this just to push it all down, make sure there's no bubbles unnecessarily, and make it smooth. I don't think the finish is too bad. I'm quite pleased. I think that looks brilliant, and I think this is going to look good too, so I'll stick the letters on. Like I said, still waiting on the clips, probably said that 3 times now, but just to see how it's all finished up and then get them out into the sun, because it has finally started to be warm again. I'll show you that now. And there you have it. 2 plates, near enough finished, just the clips to hold the letters on, and they are ready to go on the Land Rover, which incidentally is coming up for MOT soon, so I might put them on for that, just as a little bit of incentive before I start taking the Land Rover apart for restoration. So very pleased with the final results. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Something a bit different, but I like these little details that really set these vehicles off whenever they're finished. And it's always nice to rescue the original rather than spending money on a new bit. I think these plates are about £45 each, so £90 for the pair. And what did it cost me? Total cost for the vinyl was £15 and then £3 for the clips, so £18 to restore the 2. Bearing in mind I already had teacup and polish and sandpaper already, but very pleased with these results. I think they'll really set the Land Rover off brilliantly whenever it's finished. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hit the subscribe button. I reply to all my comments, and there'll be another video next week. Hope you enjoy. Thanks now, bye.